It's time for another Chicago Bears mock draft here on Bears Now by Chat Sports. My name is Harrison Graham. This is mock draft 8.0 after the combine, after the trades of Joe Thuney and Jonah Jackson. So let's just dive straight into it here. And at number 10 overall, I'm taking Ashton Jeanty, the running back out of Boise State. And listen, I think this is going to gain some steam. I think Jeanty, after the additions to the offensive line, is absolutely in play at number 10. It was pretty clear, the reporting out of the combine, that they like Jeanty. He was the first top 30 visit announced that's going to be visiting Hallis Hall. And when you trade for Joe Thuney and Jonah Jackson, and now center's really your only clear hole on your offensive line, what does that do? It keeps you flexible going into the draft. You can absolutely take Ashton Jeanty at number 10 if you want to. And by the way, he may not even be available at 10. I'd say that's probably 50-50 odds. He could certainly go earlier, as early as at 6 potentially to the Las Vegas Raiders. I think he's a terrific prospect. I think he's one of the 4, 5, or 6 best prospects in this draft. So, for everyone who says you can't go running back at 10, if those people are also saying BPA, if Ashton Jeanty gets to 10, that's almost certainly the best player available. Because if you're just going at overall prospect in this draft, he's one of the best 5 or 6. And if you get him at 10, that's a clear BPA situation. You can feel Ben Johnson's presence already with the roster construction here. Go get Jonah Jackson, a guy he's familiar with, a brawler on the interior. Alongside with Ryan Poles, go get Joe Thuney, a guy Poles is familiar with in Kansas City. And anybody who knows anything about football knows he's a big-time player playing in 2 of the best dynasties in NFL history with the Chiefs and Mahomes and Reed, and then with the Patriots under Brady and Belichick. Like, you get that guy in here. That guy alone is going to elevate your offensive line. Jeanty could be the pick, running behind these guys. So I think it's in play. It's something I'm more open to than ever. I don't know if he's my absolute top guy that I would take at 10, but at this point, if they took Jeanty at 10, I would not be upset about it. I'd be pretty damn excited. Who do you want the Bears to take with the number 10 pick in the draft? Do you want Ashton Jeanty? Do you want Will Campbell, who may or may not be there? Armand Mimbu? How about Tyler Warren? Is that an option at this point in time? Let us know. Drop a name in the comment section below. Okay, we're going to trade up with the Houston Texans. I trade 39, 72, and 149, second, third, and a fifth for a first and a fourth. Get 25 and 126 overall. Move back into round 1, still have a second-round pick. Pick up a fourth-round pick as well while losing a third and a fifth. I think the value adds up there pretty well on the draft chart. And then I go get the one position not filled on my line is center, which is Gray Zabel. Now, he's versatile. He doesn't have to be a center. He can play both guard spots as well. But I'd be shocked at this point if this guy fell out of the first round. He's been one of the fast risers in the draft, and I think he was on teams' radars at the end of the college football season, but they wanted to see what he would do at the Senior Bowl against Power 4 competition, going up against SEC pass rushers, Big Ten pass rushers, and he dominated. He wasn't just good, he was dominant. He was one of the best players at the Senior Bowl. He had good on-field workouts in Indianapolis, even though he didn't do all the kind of testing athletic drills, although the one he did do, a vertical jump just under 37 inches, pretty damn impressive for a 6'6", 315-pound cat. He's going to be a first-round pick. I just don't see how he's not. He's athletic. He's got positional versatility. And in a draft that's weak at center and he can play center, that's going to elevate his stock. I think trading back into the 20s to get him if he's still there is pretty damn good. And if you plug him into this offensive line, you're kind of set. Now, I think you would go get a left tackle in the draft or free agency to compete with Braxton Jones / have a guy ready to go because he is recovering from a pretty serious leg injury. Do they feel comfortable enough with just Karan Amagaji being that competition / kind of placeholder? That feels a little rich. I think they would add someone in there. But if Gray Zabel plugs in at center and maybe they sign a veteran one-year guy, unless they feel good about Bates being that, which I don't feel great about, then you're kind of set at that center position. Okay, I'm going to trade again. So I still have 41, but I'm trading back. The Colts came calling. I move back 4 spots, pick up a fourth in the process, 116 overall. So we'll see what I do with those selections coming up. But I do have to tell you guys first about our sponsor, Rocket money. Are you spending too much money? Are your savings starting to decrease a little bit? It's okay, it happens, but you got to get back on track. And Rocket Money is going to help you do just that, as it is a personal finance app that can find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitor your spending, and help lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. Let's talk about that a little bit. You can upload your bills to the Rocket Money app, and they will find the best prices available. Now, you may have to switch providers, but for example, if you're paying $100 for your phone bill, you might be able to get it down to $80. They can lower your bills by up to 20% sometimes, which is a pretty awesome opportunity. It can save you a lot of money. You can cancel those subscriptions you no longer want with just a few taps. They'll kind of serve as a middleman for you, so you don't have to deal with back and forth customer service with a specific streaming provider or whatever the case may be. Rocket Money is here to serve you, and they have saved their 5 million users and counting a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions alone. And if you're a member, you can save up to $740 per year when you use all of the app's features, which include just normal banking things like checking your credit score, your daily statement, bills that are upcoming. You can set budgets, and they will kind of send you alerts. It's absolutely awesome. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. It is rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. That link is in the comments and in the description. One more time, rocketmoney.com/bearsnow. Use our link to support the show and ultimately support yourself, because you'll stay on top of your finances. Okay, let's go JT Tuimoloau at 45 overall. Did not do the testing stuff in Indy. You got to remember, these Ohio State guys, they played deep into January. They've played a lot of football, so remember a couple of them pulled out of the Senior Bowl too to just kind of rest up and then start the training process. But I thought after a disappointing early part of his college career, he kind of finally put it all together. You started to see flashes his junior year, and then this year he was really good, especially in the college football playoff when the stakes were the highest. 6.5 sacks in 4 playoff games en route to a national championship. He did do the measurements in Indianapolis, and to me, this screams Dennis Allen. 6'4", 265, long arms, almost 34 inches, big hands. He's got those paws, 10.5-inch hands as well. I mean, that's textbook Dennis Allen. He's not 6'6", but he's pretty long and athletic and powerful. 265, that's more Dennis Allen speed. So I think at day 2, I mean, really 39-41 chunk would be perfectly fine for him. But in a small trade down, somewhere in the top 50, 55, if he's sitting there, I think he's got untapped potential still. Like I said, he kind of just started to put it all together this year. He was a former number 1 overall recruit. I think he has a chance. Maybe not to be an all-pro, but a really good starter in the NFL. I think that's absolutely could be in his future. Okay, no round 3 pick due to the trade up for Gray Zabel, so we fall to round 4 here. Tory Horton, the wide receiver out of Colorado State. I don't think we've taken him in a mock before, but I do like the idea of getting a receiver. He's got some size, but can also play in the slot. He's about 6'2", 200. He had 2 back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. This year, his season got cut short due to a season-ending knee surgery, but it wasn't like an ACL. He was back in time to work out at the NFL Combine. Numbers were a little below pace anyway this year for whatever reason, but he's got a lot of games under his belt and a lot of success at the Group of 5 level. Smooth route runner, good speed, good size, can play multiple positions. I think his best position in the NFL is slot, because he's a little wiry. He's not 215 or anything at 6'2", but he's around that 200-pound range. And I thought, especially coming off an injury, he tested pretty well. I mean, 9.4 in the relative athletic score out of 10. That's upper echelon. Ran a 4.41 at that size. Good vertical jump as well. So you see the explosive nature of his game. He's not incredibly explosive, but he's a good athlete. He's got good speed, runs good routes. I think early day 3 like this, late day 2 is probably what you're looking at. So 4th round for Tory Horton. Come in, compete to be that 3rd receiver. I think that's a good range for him, and would be an intriguing player for this offense. If you want more Bears mock drafts, hit that subscribe button. We're cranking them out almost every single week at this point. The feedback's been good. If you don't want them, then let us know, but we'll keep doing more draft content if you guys want us to. Then with our next 4th round pick, remember we traded down again here. Ty Robinson, the defensive tackle out of Nebraska. PFF has not updated their simulator with some of their prospects post-combine. This guy is a fast riser. I think there's a chance he sneaks into day 2, but I think early day 3 is proper. He's older, 6-year college player, late bloomer, broke out this year. There was flashes earlier in his career, but this year he was fantastic. And the biggest question for him going into the combine was, does the production meet the athletic profile? I think that was a bit of an unknown for Ty Robinson. He checked that box and then some. He's very athletic. Now, it appears, I think he shedded a little weight for the combine, for the testing, but I still think that he checked those boxes to show teams that he is an athletic guy, can do some different things for you. I think he's a plug-and-play rotation guy right away. Long-term, maybe he's kind of a solid starter, but pretty good pass rusher, plays the run pretty well, broke out with 7 sacks last year. And look, insert name, they need to find a defensive tackle in this draft. There are so many good ones. I think there's, is there 28 defensive tackles in this draft that can be contributors in the NFL? 20 plus for sure. Obviously, they're not all going to be starters, but I think Ty Robinson can come in and help a team. I think he's better than Zach Pickens right now. I really, really do. So you get a guy like this in the 4th round, I think that's pretty good. Okay, no 5th, no 6th based on the trading we did. 7th round pick, C.J. Dupree, the tight end out of Alabama. Good blocker. 6th, 7th round pick. If you can find a tight end that can block, that works. Now, to be fair, you've kind of got that with Durham Smythe now, so can one of those two guys be a true tight end too? We'll see. And then Xavier Truss, the offensive lineman out of Georgia. He's interesting. Played right tackle the last 2 years. He's kind of a tackle guard hybrid. I don't think he's a great player, but I think there's, what have I said before? Day 3 offensive lineman. Can you get versatility? I think this guy could do that where, he could play some tackle in a pinch, play some guard in a pinch. So definitely like that. Georgia has a history of developing offensive linemen. So a guy who wasn't one of the more higher caliber ones, but has 2 years of starting experience, I like that quite a bit. Okay, grade Bears mock draft 8.0. ABCDRF, let us know how we did here when it comes to our latest mock draft. Obviously, the Ashton Jeanty scenario seems to be more and more possible after the trades for the 2 guards, so give us your thoughts. My name is Harrison Graham. Don't forget to subscribe to Chicago Bears Now. We will continue to bring you guys content here on a daily basis. Bear down.